Hello, beautifully blended family. I am super excited about this conversation that we're going to have today. So, first things first, let's just level set. Today, we are kicking off our beautifully blended series called Blended Conversations, and I could not think of a better couple to kick this series off with than the couple that is sitting next to me, the Allens. We have Stephanie Allen and Jermaine Allen. Woo! And you're going to hear a little bit more about their story in a moment, but you might be asking yourself, what is this Blended Conversations series that you're talking about? So it is our hope that by sharing these conversations, we will provide a window into the lives of blended families as they share their journey and things that they have learned along the way. These conversations are meant to be informative, authentic, and impactful. Beautifully Blended is committed to providing a safe space to allow families to express their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. We truly believe that one of the keys to a healthy blended family structure begins with open and honest communication. If we take the time to listen, I mean truly listen, with our hearts, we can bridge the gap to acceptance, understanding, and empathy. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our beautifully blended family to the Allens. So we have Stephanie Allen and Jermaine Allen. Tell the people how long you've been married.
We've been married for 21 plus years, coming up on 22 August 18th of this year.
Yeah. all great years. All great years. Tell the people a little bit about your blended family structure. So I want to say that I picked you guys on purpose for a reason because you are blended in every sense of the word blended. Tell our folks about it.
So, we are blended in every sense of the word. So I had a son prior to Jermaine and I getting together. So he is our oldest child. That's 25. Jermaine and I have 3 girls together.
Mm-hmm.
We've adopted 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a nephew. And most recently, we had a brother with us. So
you've had a
literally
full house for quite some time.
A full house.
So
yes.
I just want the people to know a little bit about. Yes, you and Jermaine have children together. You had a son before Jermaine, but in between baby girl,
the
littlest one, and the older girls, you adopted 3 children.
Yeah.
And then you came up pregnant
and
with
then that little one showed up.
Yes. So I think that's interesting because it's not necessarily the most plain route, right? People are like, oh, we're done having biological kids of our own. We're going to just go ahead and adopt. Best laid plans. However,
she said, I'm here.
Right. I would like to just pose this quick question to Jermaine. So you met this beautiful woman. You fell in love with her. She has a son. How did it feel knowing you would be entering into this marriage with someone and you were going to be a stepdad?
Honestly, the first emotion that came to mind was say I was afraid.
Yeah.
Because to be a father, let alone, is scary in its own right.
Mm-hmm.
And then to have this young man who was going to look up to me as father.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Stephanie was in the back of my mind. It was him that was in front of my mind first.
That's good.
So it's like, if I'm going to be a part of her life, I got to definitely be a part of his life.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, how can I be the best for him? And then the rest will fall in place.
Now, I've never asked you this question, but I think it's important for the beautifully blended community. So I'm going to dig just a little bit because I think it's important. Was your oldest son's father present? Was he around? Was he active?
So I had my oldest son as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time when Jermaine and I got together, he was not. We kept the doors of communication open, but at that time, he just was not in the space to be able to do that. He is now, I'll say that. And it's interesting because Jermaine came into our life when Dominique was 2. And so Dominique has always known him as dad. And he's also kept the door open for his biological father to be dad as well. And so Dominique has a really good relationship with him. He'll go to him before he'll come to me. So mission accomplished.
Yes, we're here for
And
that.
Brandon, right.
Yeah, we're here for that. And I appreciate you saying, Jermaine, that it was more so about Dominique first and kind of Stephanie second. Let me ask this. Did you all have any experience with step parenting, either one of you growing up? Like, did either one of you raised by a step parent or anything like that?
I was.
Okay.
I was raised by a stepdad, and he was great. And I would say, even to this day, you know, even though him and my mom aren't together, he's still my pop. Like, that will always be the case. He'll still always be my pop. But I knew that coming into this relationship that I wanted it to be better than what I had. Not that me and my pop had a bad relationship. My pop came into my life when I was a little bit older, so it kind of made us building that relationship a bit more difficult. But with Jermaine coming in when Dominique was younger, was really a blessing because you couldn't tell them that's not his daddy, and that's not his son. You couldn't tell that apart. So
I think it is interesting having had a relationship or having some sort of prior involvement with a step parent versus not having any. So I didn't have any, and I feel like, Jermaine, you didn't say you didn't really have any, and I know Joe had some. And so I think it's interesting for people who don't really have that blueprint like you and I to even know what that's supposed to look like. So, Jermaine, how did you kind of navigate that space? And do you think it was made easier by the fact that Dominique's father wasn't truly active? Like, you didn't have to strike such an even balance.
I mean, that kind of played a part. By him not being present, so it's kind of like, okay, I know I had to step up. But also, my mom and dad were foster parents.
I see.
So for me, it wasn't a challenge to just
love
children because I was already loving other children as siblings of mine.
I never knew that.
So,
look at us learning stuff. I didn't know that. Okay. Is that what really struck your passion for fostering, both you and Stephanie? I'd love to know more. For me,
most definitely. Like I said, from the time I was 10 years old up until my mom's passing in 2019, she and my dad were foster parents. They probably had 32 some odd children over the course of their time frame of being foster parents.
Wow. Yeah. They adopt any of them?
They adopted 3.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What about you, Stephanie? Did you have?
So fostering was new to me.
Okay. Okay.
I was introduced to it with Jermaine and his parents. I will say the beautiful thing and how it came about was his nephew came into foster care, and so he was our first kiddo outside of our immediate family. And so it was pretty natural to say, well, that's our nephew. Absolutely. You know, we're going to take care of family. And so being introduced to it that way was a bit easier for me. Jermaine had been used to it. So it was, you know, the life that they lived. And so it was pretty easy to kind of step into to help and make that happen.
Yeah. And so then you had to introduce this idea of fostering to your children, right? Because they're probably like, say what now? We gonna do what?
The house is packed already, right?
Right, that part. It was a conversation really that we had with the kids. We had already had our nephew at that time, and we were thinking about being able to help other families that needed help. Jermaine was very adamant that we would keep siblings together because for me it was still new. And so I said, okay, well, we can go along for this journey. And so that was our goal in fostering, was to be able to keep sibling groups together. And so that's how we jumped in.
And I won't dance around the fact that as we all sit here right now, we are people of faith. And so God is center and at the forefront of our lives. And so we know that sometimes it definitely take a word from the Lord to to make kind of stand up and listen, like, no, this is truly what God wants for our lives. So tell me how your faith journey intertwined with your sort of blended journey as you guys continued on.
Should I go first?
Go for it.
Through we'll say the tough points, it was more or less with the behavior issues and being called certain things or what have you. It took us basically to rely on nobody but God, because if it was up to me, a lot of things would have ended differently. Like it wasn't. I know I was ordained to be here for that.
Right.
I couldn't imagine trying to love somebody, right, and then being so against it, right, or then not being able to accept it. You're like, all I'm trying to do is love you, and you're fighting me tooth and nail, and I'm just trying to. I just think it takes time for them, and trust, right?
Yeah.
Those kids don't have any trust,
right?
And people before said this, people before that said that. It's only a matter of time before you do it, and for you guys to push through that, right?
Yeah.
And now to see where all the kids are and see how they've turned that corner and they're doing great. I mean, just thriving in your guys' environment. It makes me proud as your friends to see how you guys have pushed through it and made a difference in their lives. So.
Yeah, it's been some difficult. I will say it's been difficult days. I think, like you said, you're incorporating children who, outside of your household, had a family structure, right? Doesn't matter if that family structure was good or bad. That was what they knew, right? And then you're bringing them into a different type of family structure, a different way of living, a different way of showing love, a different way of caring. And because it wasn't something that they were used to, absolutely it's that rejection. It is that, no, I don't like you. I don't want this, and you really, really, really have to dig down deep and realize what you're doing it for, right? I will never, ever tell anybody fostering is ever an easy journey, because it's not. You are taking children who were loved to the best of that parent's ability, and bringing them into your home and showing them a different way of loving, and being okay if they say, that's not what I want. Being okay with saying, but this is what I'm used to, and so I'm going to revert back to that. I will say it takes work. It took work to even blend our biological children with our adopted children.
Tell us a little bit about that, because you guys have already gotten into what my next question was, which is great, which was like the challenges, right? It is not an easy sort of, role that you take on fostering children, but also having to introduce your children to your new foster children, right? Like, they're all your children, but having to tell your children this is their home, this is they've grown accustomed and used to this particular environment, and you're like, hey, we're gonna welcome in.
Toys,
So tell us about how that blending went.
I say one of the things we purposefully did was pairing the children to do chores in the house.
Oh, okay. I like it.
And it didn't always go well. But the purpose was for them to work together as a unit.
Now, for those that don't know, obviously we know your story, but our beautifully blended family might not know. So you adopted 3 children while still raising your, well, technically 3 children, because baby girl wasn't here just yet.
Yep.
And no, 4, because then Corey. Yes. But let's talk about ages. Like, do an age rundown really quick.
Go for it, Dad.
From the beginning or
from the beginning? Start with the beginning. When you first got
foster kids, I think Dominique was 12. Desiree was 8. And Danny was 4. So our birthed children were 4 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then Corey came. He was 6 months.
6
months.
You sure?
Yeah,
6
6
months.
months.
Okay.
He wasn't that little. He was 6 months. From there, when we decided to get additional children, those kids came in. They were 7, 6, and 5.
Mm. So they kind of
Yep.
went right in between. Okay.
And then baby girl came.
Then baby girl came.
Yeah.
And so you were saying when you paired them together, you would strategically pair bio kid, and adopted kid, to do a chore together.
Yeah, yeah. It was the building of this is your sibling.
Yeah.
When we played games, we paired them together.
And I know you don't. And let me clear this up. You don't see them that way. I'm saying it that way for clarity.
You would never be able to tell the difference now,
right? So that the people listening can understand what I'm saying. So when I refer like bio or adopted, just understand they're all their kids. But for purposes of this conversation, to make it a little bit clearer,
the group you have adopted, were they your first group of fosters?
No.
No, they
Our first group of adopted was fostered. Yes, not adopted. Our first group of foster was Felipe, Fernando, and Yaritza.
Yeah.
Okay. Siblings.
Siblings.
Did
All
you
sibling
keep
groups.
siblings
yes,
together?
That's always my first priority. If it's your sibling group, don't split them up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they came within there for us a little under a year.
They were with us actually from May to the end of September.
Mm. And they went seemingly back home
with a family. With a family member, yeah.
Family member, okay.
Yeah.
And how was that? So how was that bringing them in and then them going to a new family?
It was tough. It was tough because with children, regardless of what baggage, for lack of a better term, they come with, you grow up a certain part. They take a part of your heart with you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it was like we were excited that the family was able to step up and take them, but at the same time, it was just like
our babies.
Yeah, I'm like doing this, thinking about it. Like I probably would have
still
trouble.
Have contact with them or no?
Not as much as we would like.
Okay.
Funny story is in my field, I actually got the chance to see one of them a few years back. And she yells out as she's in school, "That's my dad."
Oh, and that doesn't just melt your heart.
So it was like, she gave me the biggest hug, and I was like, "Oh, good to see you," and everything like that. But those are just the little things that you look forward to.
Yeah.
So after that group, was there different groups?
So the ones we have adopted now came 4 days after that set left.
Okay, so there wasn't a whole lot of like
it was
influx in and out. Okay.
No. So if you know anything about the foster care system, there's a great need for parents, obviously. Kids are coming into the system every day. So naturally 3 transitioned out, and literally a couple days later we got a call for another set. So we just, adjusted again and got busy.
And then came a time where you were like, no, these are our kids. How far into the fostering journey?
Let's see, they came in 2012. It would have been 2014. We made it to the point where they had to make a decision if the kiddos were going to be adopted or not. And so mom ended up writing us a letter, a very heartfelt letter that thanked us for taking care of her kids and basically asked us to keep them. And so I had a conversation with my mom, and she was like, well, would you continue fostering? And I was like, I think so. She said, well, why not just adopt them? You don't have to get to know a whole another set of children. And so Jermaine and I had the conversation that we would do it.
I'm looking at Jermaine. I don't feel like there was a question. I feel like he was all in.
Based upon how it was brought up,
Yeah.
it was like I saw how the foster care system does children, what it does to them when they bounce from home to home.
Yeah.
Even one of my foster brothers, like I saw how he was affected by all that. So I couldn't allow myself to let my children experience that.
Yeah. So no twisting of Jermaine's arm. He was all in.
100% gung ho.
Now, what was the conversation like? Who did you speak to first? Did you speak to the kids about adopting them, or did you speak to your kids about the adoption? How did you tackle that?
I'm not sure. I think we talked to our kids first to ask them how they felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, our oldest was like, "Well, they're already here now."
Leave it to an older boy to just be like, make it super
It is
simple.
what it is. Right. So that was the kids. We had that conversation with them, and I think they were okay because the kids were already there. And so it just kind of made it easier just to say, they've been here. They're accustomed to kind of how things go and why, ruin a good thing at that moment. So
So now you have a conversation with them.
Yeah. And it was interesting because we were like, so we're at the point where we have to determine if you guys want to stay here forever. And they were like, yeah. Hindsight is 2020. They might have been like, no. and they want to be older. But at the time they were like, yeah. And not because we bad parents. I mean, teenagers are they all teenagers now. So if you know anything about a teenager, they can love you today.
They're not nice
and
people.
hate you tomorrow.
Teenagers are not.
They can love and hate you the same day.
They're like this constant weather. 80 degrees yesterday and 30 today. So they were excited about it. And we actually did a name. They all got name changes.
Yes, tell our people about that. Because for your children, you guys went with the particular thing. Go ahead and
so all our kids are named with D, except for Corey. Corey is our nephew, so he will forever stay Corey. But our adopted kiddos, they wanted to change their names, and so we allowed them to pick a name. They all wanted to be D's like everybody else. And so literally, I think at one point we was putting names in a hat to see which one they would want, and was pulling names that started with D's. And so their original first names are now their middle names.
Gotcha.
And because they're adopted, they now have the last name of Allen. So everybody is
all the D's
except for Corey.
Except for Corey. Yeah. I just love that because, while there could have been a sour tone struck with, especially if they were hoping to go back home, that's part of being in the foster care system. But for them to embrace you guys and embrace the life that you created for them, and not only want to stay, but they're like, we want to be officially in, and let's make it official. We want to be named. We want to be part of the Allen clan. I think that's just a true testament to you both and the kind of environment that you built. So again, anytime I have conversations about, blended families, or I'm talking about people that I feel like are doing exceptional in this space, I always bring you guys' name up because I feel like it takes special people to do it right. Able to do it right.
I hope we're doing it right.
You are.
That's all I can tell you. I mean, these days we don't get it all right, and I don't think any parent does. And I think that's one thing people have to keep in mind is that parenting does not come with a manual. And so you really doing it on a whim and hoping that things turn out Lord Jesus.
It's
the
from
children
things
in
you
our
learned
care.
from your parents, right?
Right.
Things you liked about how they did it, and then to your capacity of something you might have missed that you thought you wanted more of, you try to do that more for your children. And sometimes we do too much because we don't want them to have as many trials. But then you're like, well, no, I want them to have trials because that's what makes you stronger. So it's trying to find that balance, right?
Yeah.
And then having to deal with all the technology of today, the stuff that we didn't have. That's for me and for with Journey is just trying to figure out that balance, right? Of not and the dangers of that kind of stuff.
right.
Too.
It wouldn't be realistic to think that kids are going to test the limits and experiment and use the technologies and all the things to the fullest. You'd be silly to think that's not going to happen.
Right.
It's how hard are you about it? Like, how strict? What are the parameters? Do they understand what your rules are? And I feel like you really are, and not every kid is the same.
That is true.
You could, for some kids, they need very stringent.
So how are you guys on like parenting as far as parenting styles? Are you very evenly yoked, or do you have two different types of parenting styles? And do they clash a lot? Do they cause a lot of issues? How is that? Because that's a curious question.
I don't think we clash. I think we share a similar parenting style.
Okay.
Most times we don't make a decision without consulting the other first.
Okay.
So like, automatically know if one of the children comes to me and say, "Hey, Dad, Mom told me to ask you," I know my answer should be no.
Really?
Yeah, because she told him.
Give me a high five.
She told him no.
Yes.
She told him no, so now they're coming to him to get a yes.
Yeah.
No, they said Mom told me to ask you.
Yeah.
She has planted that.
Because my thing is, it's a no for me, but I'm not going to tell you.
Right.
So I'm going to say, go ask your daddy.
That's a no.
And you want him to say no.
Yeah, he can say the no.
Because you don't want to be associated with the no. Am I hearing this correctly?
It is a, if your daddy said yeah, although I know he going to say no, go for it. But he going to say no.
Right.
And you already know that the no is coming, but they don't know.
Yeah.
They know now.
They better not watch this.
They know now.
Hey, kids don't watch.
They know.
They know now. So Mom say, as Dad, it's a no.
Or the response to me, what did your mom say? Well, she told me to ask you. And at that point, okay, well, fine. If I'll make a decision, it's a no.
It's a no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say that, that a really good question you asked, Tanya, about whether or not they complement each other or they clash. Historically, in the marriage, there has to be the softie and the disciplinarian.
Yeah.
Who is who?
It bounces.
It depends.
So you won't hold a position.
It depends on the kid.
Yeah.
On the kid.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see.
It depends on the kid. Because some of, and I'll be honest, some of our kiddos, and this is birthed or adopted, some of them will gravitate towards Dad more, and they know that Dad will be an immediate yes. And then some of them know, okay, well, Dad is not the immediate yes. Let me go talk to Mom. And it usually is the girls for him.
Yeah.
And the boys for me.
I was just gonna ask. Okay.
And it's funny.
Something about a dad.
Them girls got him wrapped around their fingers.
See,
so
it's not
funny.
It's not just me.
I never accused you.
But I think as a mom and a woman, I have to prepare him because I know how they coming.
You better know.
And he, I'll tell him. I'll be like, they gonna ask you. You better watch out. And he'll be like, okay.
And I think the dads are a little unsuspecting most times. So, and girls are slick. If you don't know, you will. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Y'all will find out. So,
I kind of know. I have all biological sisters.
Yeah.
So I kind of experienced that a little bit, but it still didn't matter.
He was like, yeah, baby, whatever you want, whatever you need.
Yeah.
So we did talk a little bit about, the challenges that, came along with blending your family. But what about some of the blessings? And I feel like you talked about it a little bit already, but can you identify some of just the blessings that you've learned in the process?
I like having a big family. It's so fun. Oh my God. There is never a dull moment.
Yeah, I can see that.
Never a quiet house.
When it's a quiet
house. I had a dog at one point too.
The greyhound, right?
Dash.
Partridge in the pear tree over there.
That part.
The Allen family tried.
Like y'all did have a dog. Okay.
Yeah, he's still there, old man, but he's still around. It's never a dull moment. If the house is quiet, it's because one kid is gone. And it's so fun. People think I'm joking when I say that it only takes one kid for the house.
And that's
it's
a
just
specific kid.
no,
just any one kid.
One kid is gone out the house.
One cog out the wheel.
It's just like the house is quiet. And it could be any one of them. It could be little one. It could be one of the big ones. It's like, okay, you can tell one of the kids is gone because the house is quiet. Normally, it is not quiet. It is a house full of talking, screaming.
Disagreements.
God. Disagreements.
Yeah.
That is it. I think our neighbors
it more
might
the girls and the girls
yeah.
and the boys, or more just the girls?
Well, our boys, so Dominique has moved out now, of course. Demarius has moved out now as well. So we just have the two boys, and they're 18 and
9.
No,
10.
Corey is 12.
Well, oh wow,
We talked about Dari.
That is right. This is what
Yeah.
So they're in two different worlds, truthfully. So the boys aren't arguing; it's the girls.
Yeah.
And I think our neighbors think we crazy because they, windows is open. It's a nice day, and they arguing.
Just run down the ages of the girls right now.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
So
your house is full of teenagers right now.
So one's in college.
So one's in college. She's 20. She's
Desi is out.
So she's out. The other one is 17. The other one will be 16. Who will be 17
on Friday. Yeah.
And then 15 will be 16 in June.
And then Dari is
9.
So
I would be concerned if you wouldn't have arguments.
Yeah.
with them.
We have some good stretches of no arguments, and then it's like, okay, we done had an argument last week. Oh, this week we had another argument, and it's like, okay, so I guess it's just the time for arguments. Can we get this out of our system? But when I tell you, you could not tell that they are not siblings. You could not tell that they're not siblings, even based off of how they argue. They argue like they're siblings.
Because they in it now.
Yeah, basically, it's the deal has been sealed.
So what the blessings of never a dull moment, always laughter, always someone to talk to.
Holidays are bananas. The kids love holidays, of course. We'll act the fool with the kids too. Family game night is always competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins?
It has to be.
So most times we don't finish. So there's never
a declared winner.
There's never a declared winner because
everything just takes longer to do it, right? All of a sudden, a game of Clue takes 3 hours because you have 8 people trying to play it, right?
Yeah. But they enjoy, those are some of the things they enjoy. Traveling together has been, good and bad. Because you're working with a bunch of different personalities and people like different stuff.
Yeah,
Cruise with them.
Disney.
We just recently did Disney.
How was Disney with the
That was fun. It was fun.
Did the whole clan go?
Everybody
went. Damo and everything.
Okay.
Everybody went. It was 13 of us.
Yes.
Yes.
Bless them, Lord.
Ooh.
Does Mickey Mouse come out? Blazing.
And it wasn't. I would say overall it was a good trip. It wasn't lot of.
We wouldn't know though because we moved out of their room. So we had a condo.
Smart.
And Jermaine and I stayed the first night in the condo with them and was like, we out. We finna get a whole separate room because I can't do this with y'all anymore.
We on vacation.
Yeah.
We on vacation. We do this at home.
Yeah.
I want a break from home on vacation.
So that's exactly what happened.
I feel like that was a good.
I want to get a room.
Yeah.
We across the way,
and
y'all
I bet
get over there
within any time.
Oh, we didn't even tell them.
You tell them.
So you have to call.
Yeah. Call my phone.
Ooh.
Listen, that is
Y'all did it right. Take notes.
Call my phone.
Yeah.
Y'all did that right. Y'all didn't give them
Fed them. Hey, everything you need is here. We gone.
And we out. Good for y'all.
Yeah. It was a good trip though. It was, of course it's Disney, so of course expensive, but that's one of the blessings I will say, being able to provide that for our family has always been a goal of ours. And we work really, really hard to kind of make that happen. Growing up, I didn't go on a bunch of trips like that.
Right.
And so we knew that when we started our family that was one thing, regardless of the size. Now, we didn't imagine having all those kids, but nevertheless, we were blessed to be able to do it.
So what is one thing you would want our audience to know about blended families? If there was one thing you could tell them, and you each get one, so it doesn't have to just be one thing. Who wants to go?
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth the trials. It's worth the tribulation. It's worth everything that comes together and make it what it is, blended.
Yeah, it's worth it. I like that.
I'd say be intentional.
Yeah.
There has to be end goal when you blend a family. You have to be intentional in making sure everybody is connected and feels fully a part of the unit.
Yeah. So we think about the journey you guys have been on since, Jermaine came home and was like, guess what we gonna do? And where you are now. What do you want your family legacy to be?
I'd have to say I would want it to be family. Like
family
in
first.
all essence of the word.
Yeah.
I want my kids to know that they have people there who love them, who support them. That extends beyond mom and dad, that extends beyond siblings. Because when we got into adopting, it was more than just Jermaine and I adopting kids. It was our friends, the rest of our family now had to accept
our children as our children.
Our full children as our children. And I will say, hands down, everybody has done that. And so being intentional and making sure that happens, being intentional and making sure our kids feel fully a part of the family.
Yeah, and I appreciate you bringing that up because oftentimes we focus on the immediate family unit when we're talking about blended. But we also know that a big part of our lives are our extended families, our moms, our siblings, our whatever. And how would that feel if your circle didn't support you in this? Because it does take a village. It does definitely take a village if you're going to have 8 children.
Right.
But
we got one and we'd be glad if she had this house.
But it takes a village, so imagine, like to Joe's point, you guys just want to, when they were a little bit younger, obviously they can watch themselves now, but when it was a time where you needed, hey, could somebody just come over to the house or whatever, think about if you didn't have that support. So I appreciate you bringing that up because that's important. And Jermaine, from you got that from your mother. Like she modeled the behavior for you.
Yeah. But my mom, like I said, my mom and dad were our biggest support, even when they had foster children in the house. They're like, oh, sure, bring them all back.
Bring them all back. Okay.
Would you love to see your kids pay that forward?
Absolutely.
In some capacity.
Our youngest already talks about doing so.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I think, even the other kiddos.
She has a heart of gold.
She does. She now that
precious.
one could do no wrong.
Yeah.
That will give her whatever she wants.
Thanks.
I'm like, damn, anybody else?
Anybody else. Yes. Our kids, I think it's funny because one of our kids literally forgot he was adopted. He was just like, I just could never imagine taking care of somebody else's kids. And I was like,
his sister was like, we're adopted, right?
He was like,
yeah.
If that is not a testament to the fact that, when it didn't occur to him, he had gotten into this situation.
And all the good things that you have done have changed his history, right?
Yeah.
It's gave him a clean slate where those traumas and tribulations that he dealt with aren't in the forefront anymore. That's huge.
Definitely.
So kudos to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, last question, and we'll let you guys go, but we appreciate this. We can have this probably all the time because I enjoy having it. If you had to share something with someone who is newer in their blended journey, whether it's traditional blending like, stepmom, stepdad, whether it's blending like yours with, getting, adopting children, whatever that is, if you had to share a piece of advice, and I know you said, that it's worth it and all of those things, but if you had to just say, this is what you do, this is how you do it, what would it be?
I'd say do it with love. Because love is, even when the happy feelings are gone, being committed, being there, being present. Love will supersede all those feelings. When things get hard, love will supersede all of that.
Love.
I would say be patient with each other, and also, how can I say it? Be patient with each other, and also be understanding that there's a different upbringing beyond where you're coming from, because especially with adopted families versus in blended families, like there's always another side. So you have to be patient to understand that side. Not whether it's right or wrong, but understand, be patient to give them grace as well as you want grace.
Yeah. So grace, heavy on the grace. No, that's really good.
Y'all speaking knowledge in here.
Right, dropping all kind of nuggets. Thank you. And I, as people, and that's what we hope for this series to be, right? You all are in it, have navigated it in what I consider extremely well, and I'm sure others out there will agree with me. But there is no one size fits all approach. So these nuggets and these tidbits and this information is going to pour into someone. It's going to minister to someone, and it's going to help them along help them along the way as they navigate their journey. So I could not be more thrilled. We are proud to call you guys friends. So thank you for doing this, babe. Did you have anything else?
No, just thank you guys for your time.
Yeah,
It's been phenomenal. Thank you for the nuggets, and you can feel the love coming from you guys for each other and for your family. It's I don't even know the word, but it's just exudes it, right? Permeates the room, and I hope people can feel it when they watch this, as we feel it right now in this room.
Yeah. So thank you for being a part of Beautifully Blended. Now we have some gifts for you.
Swag.
Some Beautifully Blended swag. You want to hold up your swag for the people? They can see it. You want to take it?
Because y'all got to see it like in full color.
This is just to thank you both for being part of the Beautifully Blended family. And I feel like it's catching the light on screen, but that's okay. It says Beautifully Blended on it. But thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.